So when it comes to their CVs, etc., the first thing they are looking for is, are you computer literate?
Yeah.
And it's amazing to know that these students are not only computer literate, they are far more than that with coding, knowing what data is, what data is, some people know it as,
Yeah.
and knowing how to use, as you mentioned, algorithm. So how these patterns in creating the codes. So what we see is that there will be a lot of people are fearing machines, AI, which is
Yeah.
artificial intelligence, is going to replace them. It will never. It's there to assist you. So you got to take it to apply it to your talent and to help you to grow. So if you are in your future job, all you need to know is, what is my talent? Which company offers my experience and talents? How can I have a machine or AI to assist me to complete that task? As I've told you last week, your home is a smart home. You do have a robot in your home. One of it is your appliances, your apps. You can add your aircon, your television to an app and just switch it on and off by that. That is a smart home. So you have already implemented the AI part of your daily life. So coming to the future of it, whatever job you take must definitely your passion, an environment you like,
Mm.
and for the future generation, if there is an AI, do not, as Praveen says, we're not going to fear it. You're going to use it to assist you to create better outcomes, quicker outcomes, and as well as you're going to make sure that your thinking and your problem solving is exclusive. So that's the direction you're going to take. So when we talk about our jobs or the thinking we came from our parents, grandparents, wow, they got a shop, wow, they've got a business. So I'm going to go into that. They got so many stores. I'm going to get one. I'm going to inherit the investments and I'm going to carry on. It doesn't go there. You got to start new generation. Let go. If you're good at your phone, as Praveen mentioned, the brain is in the fingers. Then so while sitting on the bed, you don't have to wait till you finish matric. Your job starts now. What you could do, example, I've told my
Yeah.
students, amazing coding and robotics. Their project for this year, one grade is doing robots, the other one is they're adding circuits to the, like example, a security to their farm. Now I told them, you got to polish that project, make it smart. The codes you're going to create out of it, print them out, put it on a disk, put it into a beautiful box, and voila, you've got already something to sell out there. If you don't want to sell like that, you could create your own apps on Google, on Google Play, on your whatever Android phones you have. Go and sit when you have your free time and look at how you create those apps and use that to create your job for the future. From you know, I think Praveen mentioned it already. For you to understand something, it's not going to. And as you just mentioned now, Sumaya, which I was going to say, is that when we hear AI, we see or we imagine or we picture these big terminators, as I said last
Yeah.
week, or big evil robots that are coming to attack you. It is not that. It's strange to know. I've known of many people in their situation in daily lives currently where they had to go to work but had elderly people living with them. So to give a reminder that that elderly person needs to take their medication, they have AI devices. It's not a robot, but it is an AI. So at a certain time, it will announce, take your medication. So what happened? Drink your water. So by the time the person gets back after work, they know that that elderly person is okay. So the thought of, as Praveen mentioned also, is take that out of your brain about being scared of the AI. As your poster mentioned, a lot of people send me a message, ask me, what is AI and I? AI is the artificial intelligence. I am the human. Me with the artificial intelligence, we're gonna make complete a task, which many of you are already doing in your home. Maybe not educated that you have a robot already in the form of a device in your home. So as Praveen mentioned also here, that it's gonna assist you to complete whatever you're doing. So it's creating new things for you, at the same time using your ideas, ideology, and your environment that you're living in, designing it in a quicker, better way. And think of it more as a shift than a loss. It's about learning how to work with your AI and not against it. If you look at vehicles, okay, as we all have mentioned now, if you go back in time and you go look at the pictures, you've got a whole lot of machinery taking a door, attaching it, and there are less humans around the vehicle, putting the vehicle together. That is a robot. Okay, now we've added AI to it. So AI, yes, what we're teaching in school about cybersecurity, safety, threats, etc. When you use the AI online, you have to be careful of that, because if you had the gentleman mention here is how we use human thinking, human voice, human looks, human etc., and we create the AI. Now you gotta watch for your privacy, because if you're gonna go crazy out there and not use it to completing a task, then obviously you're gonna end up in trouble. So don't feel afraid of AI, right? And as you said, as you asked me, no, it will not take your job away.
I think that's the fear. Amina, what is AI and I? Well, that's our topic, AI and I, and why is it so important?
Okay, so AI is artificial intelligence. It's a machine. It's a machine that will do your tasks for you. I am human. Okay, so I will be able to conduct it and tell it what to do. As it says in the Quran, that no human will be able to create another human. And that's amazing, right? So they have tried cloned sheep, cloned babies, cloned a whole lot of things, but it never come right. Because why? They cannot get the feelings to the thinking all to coincide. And it will never happen, because it's a machine. The thinking comes from you. So at the end of the day, we take the two, which is me being human, and the machine, and we put it together to complete a task. A simple thing like you have the new toasters, switch, it's got buttons, you go and press a button and voila, your toast is done, right? That's a machine. We'll take it as part of a robotic machine, okay? So similarly, you'll have one that may talk back to you, okay? That's now adding your AI to it, okay? So the future of work isn't humans versus machine. It's humans with machine assistance.
Well, that's so important and vital. We are not competing against machines. We are working with the machines, but we are in charge.
Correct.
We are in charge.
Correct.
And if we are not happy, as you say, we can switch off and automate.
Correct. Because coming to the point Praveen mentioned about teachers, I'm an educator as well and a lecturer part-time. So at the end of the day is what's happening now is, yes, there are countries, India, China. I have even shown that to my students where they have got robots, AIs in the classroom. Dressed, wow, the India one in proper sari,
perfect
everything.
Figures too.
Exactly. But the point is, as what Praveen mentioned, is the feeling. That touch between the child and myself as an educator, no robot, I say it again, no AI can replace. So whomever you are, do not fear losing your job, because at the end of the day, you know more than that AI.
Absolutely. So our educators will move, they will shift as well. In this whole process, our educators will begin to impart more values, more ethics. There's greater relationship between educator and student. That pain that an educator has to go to prep up that lesson in the evening and then go and present it in the next day. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that's done that students don't see, parents don't see.
Correct.
There's loads of planning. Now imagine if you are able to automate that part of our life. And educators pitch fresh in the classroom, knowing that there's no pain. That's
but there's gain.
But you understand?
Yeah.
But there's
But you know what? I mean, all our educators right now is actually cheering for AI.
Yeah. So AI is actually should be embraced as long as we're able to contextualize it to a scenario. The magic begins to happen. And that's what we want to see. And we don't want to see in them this magic. Let's just say the old world. Let's call it the old world. Let's relegate this world we just come out of. Call it the old world. It was about prosperity in prosperous areas.
Yeah.
And everyone else was left behind. Now you've got 1.4 billion Africans, 1.4 billion Indians. You've got the rest of the world consuming new products, brands, services. So you don't, people will be able to become artisans, creatives. They'll create new outcomes, new things. We don't see one mass-produced item, and we just don't want to be consumers. We want to be connoisseurs. We want to embrace artifacts that are amazing. That's the age we're getting to.
Can I add
it's
there?
like it's like that the Renaissance, this new age of Renaissance. Sorry, Amina,
Yes,
go ahead.
no. In fact, what you're saying, you said what we have and what past, and we are looking at, as you said, 6 years time or what. Right now, the children are much more advanced than we educators. Right now, most educators are using AI. They use ChatGPT and many other AIs online to create their tests, to create their lessons. I do it as well. And then to the value, to the age group that we are teaching. Now, this is what I'm teaching the students as well. When they use ChatGPT to do their homework, okay, are they just getting the answers and giving it forward? It's a machine. It's not your thought. It's not your idea. So now you got to take it. You got to implement it. Look at the question, analyze it to your level, and then put it through. Because that's where, if the criteria states, do not use the internet, do not use ChatGPT, and if you do use it, and if it's picked out, you're going to lose marks. But you can't expect, if you are not doing well in your studies, to get a full mark in your AI assessment, and it's not telling, then obviously now you're going to now be a bit wiser at what you're doing.
Exactly.
So now with the teachers, when it comes to their task, yes, it is assisting. So we're already looking at moving ahead with it, as you were saying right now.
For our colleagues out there, our educators who are listening, our lecturers who are listening, our teachers, tell us, what advice you got for that teacher who's still learning how to use the PC? In every school, in every campus, you got those who just not PC friendly. And now there's AI. What advice you got for them?
It's so amazing to see. I work with some teachers where they are, many teachers, where they are so smart.
Yeah.
You telling me that they don't know how to use the computer, or somebody will say, I don't know how to do the Excel or whatever. But it's amazing how on that phone that they're using, when they're doing that Photoshop, or they adding in that image, or they structuring their notes on their phone, they're not realizing that they are using a computer. So they are already, it's basically anything, whether it's your phone, laptop, iPad, computer, it's a device, right? If there is, as we've mentioned in the conversations here, it's there are components added to it. There's a motherboard added into everything. So what happens now is you are getting to use it. So when it comes to that person who naturally will say, or just out of insecurity may say, but I don't know how to use the computer. I don't know how to do this. But they know, because let's start with your WhatsApp.
Exactly.
Your WhatsApp has a new icon piece called the AI. And I've done it many times, where when you go to say something on your WhatsApp, take whatever you want to say, any form of English, put it there, firstly say, kindly rephrase.
Yeah. And
I'll tell you this, my son-in-law taught me this. He says, try it. And when I did, when AI first came out, I was shocked, right? What happened? I put it in a bad form of English, and it gave me with a professional way of speaking to put it on a family group.
Whoa.
Do you know what he turned on? He sent me a message and told me, you've never used commas and inverted commas and so on. Definitely use the
Well, you know what? We're definitely going to have another show, Mandy, where we're getting Amina and she's going to tell us how to do that. Time is just gone. Well, I'd like to thank both of you guys taking the time to be here. Praveen, definitely looking forward to having those future series, seminars, or workshops to educate everybody on AI. And Amina, you're going to teach us how to do that on AI. I'd like to thank our tech Mondi for making the show possible. My email address is sumayakhan shiekh.alansar@outlook.com. Artificial intelligence is not substitute for human intelligence. It is a tool to amplify human creativity and ingenuity. No one can stop the progress of artificial intelligence. It will inevitably be a central force in our future. Assalamu alaikum.